I called out my kid's future stepmom for treating me like a surrogate. So my ex-husband Jake started dating this woman named Brittany about 6 months after our divorce was finalized. I didn't care, honestly. I was already seeing someone new too. We'd been divorced for 2 years and had a decent co-parenting thing going with our kids, Emma and Max, who are 7 and 9. At first, Brittany seemed fine. She'd wave when Jake picked up the kids, made small talk about their school stuff, normal future stepmom behavior. But then things got weird really fast. It started with her texting me directly instead of going through Jake. First, it was questions about the kids' allergies, then their favorite foods, then what bedtime routine I used. I figured she was just trying to be helpful, so I answered everything. But then she started asking me to pack extra clothes when the kids went to their dad's because she wanted to take them shopping but didn't want them wearing clothes I picked out in photos. Red flag number 1. Then she asked me to write down Emma's entire bedtime story routine because Emma had been crying at their house and she wanted to replicate exactly what I did. When I said Emma probably just needed time to adjust, Brittany got snippy and said she was just trying to make the kids comfortable. The breaking point was last Tuesday. Brittany called me at work and said she needed me to come to Jake's house immediately because Max had fallen off his bike and was crying for me. I panicked and left work, broke like 3 traffic laws getting there. When I got there, Max had a tiny scrape on his knee, not even bleeding. He was sitting on the couch playing video games, totally fine. Brittany was standing there with this weird smile on her face. She said, "See how much better he is when you're here? You just have this magic touch with them that I'll never have. It's so amazing how you can just make everything better. I wish I could do that." That's when it clicked. She wasn't trying to be a good stepmom. She was studying me like I was some kind of manual. She wanted to become me instead of being herself with the kids. I looked at her and said, "Brittany, I think we need to talk outside." We went to the backyard and I told her straight up that she was treating me like a surrogate mother and it needed to stop. I said the kids don't need 2 versions of me. They need Jake to have a partner who brings her own personality to their lives. She got defensive immediately and said she was just trying to make sure the kids felt loved and secure. I told her that constantly copying everything I do and trying to recreate my exact parenting style wasn't helping anyone. Then she said the thing that made me see red. "Well, maybe if you'd been a better wife, Jake wouldn't have needed to find someone who actually cares about his family." I laughed, actually laughed out loud. I said, "Brittany, if you think copying everything I do makes you better than me, what does that say about your opinion of Jake's choice to leave me?" She didn't have an answer for that. I told her that from now on, all communication about the kids goes through Jake, period. I said she needed to figure out her own relationship with Emma and Max instead of trying to clone mine. And if she ever lied about an emergency with my kids again, we'd have a much bigger problem. Jake came outside right as I was finishing and asked what was going on. Brittany immediately started crying and saying I was being mean to her and that she was just trying to help. I looked at Jake and said, "Your girlfriend has been treating me like an instruction manual instead of letting herself actually bond with your kids. She called me out of work for a scrape that doesn't even need a band-aid." Jake looked confused and asked Brittany if that was true. She kept crying and said she just wanted to be a good stepmom. I grabbed my purse and told them to figure it out. As I was leaving, I heard Jake asking Brittany why she lied about Max being hurt. Later that night, Jake texted me apologizing and said he had no idea Brittany had been contacting me so much. He said they were going to have a serious conversation about boundaries. The next day, Brittany sent me this long text about how she was sorry and just wanted the kids to love her. I didn't respond.